Welcome to NoMi Insider on the Set, where we highlight the people, programs, and resources driving progress in the city of North Miami. Today, we're talking about business growth, job creation, and how our city continues to attract opportunities. Joining me is John Lorfils, who currently serves as both the Interim Deputy City Manager and the Director of Economic Development. From small business support to major investments, we'll break down how economic development is shaping North Miami's future. I'm your host, Savannah Dre Smith. Mr. John Lorfils, thank you for joining us today. How you feeling?
I feel great.
You feeling good? You look nice. I like the gray on you. It compliments you.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So let's get started. You are a North Miamian through and through. Would you talk to us more about your journey from growing up in this city to becoming the Interim Deputy City Manager and Director of the Economic Development Department?
Wow. Well, first and foremost, it's definitely a pleasure to serve in this capacity currently right now. Growing up, I don't think I would have been able to paint this picture. You know, as a young kid growing up in the city, you know, I played sports, so my only focus at the time was athletics. And went to elementary school here, middle school, high school, left and went to college for 2 years and moved back home. And I've been home ever since. Started working in government, I want to say 2013. And 13 years later, here I am, serving the community that I love.
And you do a great job at serving the community. Like I mentioned before, you are the Interim Deputy City Manager, but you're also the Director for Economic Development. So you're wearing two big hats at the same time. If you could go back to high school, what would you tell yourself then about the future? And do you think you would have ever believed that you have made it this far?
Going back to high school, probably not. During that time, you know, high school, I wasn't really too focused on government. So coming from where I was, like being in this opportunity right now would have seemed like far-fetched. So if I had an opportunity now to go back and speak to my younger self, you know, I would tell my younger self to be patient, you know, believe in yourself, and that, you know, anything that you set your mind to, you can accomplish.
Just like myself before I began working for government, many of our viewers have heard the term economic development or have heard about the department economic development, but aren't always sure what that means in a local government context. For those who may not know, what does your department do here in the city of North Miami?
So just to kind of touch on the perspective of economic development, it could look different for every community. Economic development by itself is broad. But within the city of North Miami, our primary focus is growing and strengthening our North Miami community to empower our residents so they can prosper and thrive. So we do this by focusing on attracting new businesses to bring goods and services closer to the community.
Okay.
We provide support to our existing businesses that are already doing that currently right now. We invest in workforce training opportunities that may potentially lead to higher paying jobs for our residents. And then we support also new entrepreneurs and startups as well, which would kind of sum up what works for us in the city of North Miami and what we focus on in economic development here.
North Miami is home to so many unique small businesses, and supporting them is key to a thriving local economy. How can the Economic Development Department help someone who already owns or is looking to start a small business in the city?
So as it relates to someone looking to start a new business, the primary thing that we pride ourselves on doing is helping a small business navigate our process in order for them to be able to obtain their certificate of use, business tax receipt, and any licensing that's associated with their business. Because coming into the situation, not knowing who to talk to, where to go, where to start, it could be costly and it could take a long period of time. So in the Economic Development Department, like, we pride ourselves on getting with new businesses early, finding out exactly what it is that they're wanting to do, informing them about where their business would work, where the zoning depending on the business type that they're wanting to do, where that would work, and who they would speak to first to get started to save them time, save them money. In addition to that, for businesses that are in the city, we provide support to them by connecting them with grants, loan opportunities where funding may be available, any technical assistance that they may need. We connect them with different agencies for additional support and things of that nature, or anywhere else that they can get funding.
You spoke on it a little bit, but could you go a little bit deeper about the type of support, like the type of financial incentives and grants or funding programs available for the entrepreneurs who want to open a business in North Miami?
So as far as incentives, it kind of depends on the type of business that you're looking to come into. For example, like let's say if you're a developer that's coming in to build, we leverage our CRA quite a bit. Our CRA has a plethora of opportunities for developers, for new businesses, existing businesses, anywhere from facade improvements, the build outs, capacity building grants, and TIF grant funding for developers that are looking to build as well. So there's a lot of different incentives. In addition, when we talk about incentives, coming to a city like North Miami, transportation is a really, really big thing when you're located in an area where you have opportunities like trolley. You know, we have trolleys that transport our residents from east to west, north, you know, as far north, as far south as we go. Freebie, we have the train stop that's coming. So when you're able to transport people around, that's another added incentive for businesses to consider North Miami for their business.
As we both know, a strong economy isn't just about business. It's also about jobs. What is the city of North Miami doing through economic development to create more opportunities and connect residents with meaningful employment?
So currently right now what we're working on, we've been working really, really hard to establish relationships with the educational institutions that we have within the area. Currently right now we've entered into an interlocal agreement, I believe, with Barry, with Miami-Dade College, and then we've also been having conversations with FIU, and then also some other trade schools as well, because trades are really, really big. We're looking to launch a pilot program this new fiscal year for anyone who's interested in commercial vehicle driving and mechanics, which are trades that are in high demand. So we establish these relationships with these institutions, but also the contractors that actually provide service within the city. We've been working with them as well to have conversations to see what type of positions that they need. So we're creating a situation where we can align our residents with the educational opportunities to get the proper training necessary, and then the service providers that we work with to also see if we could create those opportunities for them. Because workforce is one of our primary pillars, because if people aren't working and getting salaries that allow them to live here, then so that's very, very important to us to make sure that people are able to work.
So our departments kind of work closely in hand, and in April we celebrated NoMi Tech Month. But I know that's not the only initiative you have. Could you speak on NoMi Tech Month, but also more initiatives that come out of your department?
So NoMi Tech Month, and then I failed to mention, so NoMi Tech Month, again, I believe March 25th of this year, Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin, who is the champion behind the NoMi Tech initiative, she sponsored an item to designate the month of April as NoMi Tech Month. NoMi Tech was launched back in April of 2023. We've been, working on a couple of different things, and we were able to kick off the month in April. We had a bunch of different programs for all ages, from young kids to young adults to seniors. Pretty much the initiative is focused on anyone in the community who's interested in getting into the technology space, whether as an entrepreneur, whether as a startup, or looking to develop the skills necessary to get a job that requires some sort of tech skill. The NoMi Tech initiative is focused on providing those opportunities for anyone within the city of North Miami that's interested in getting into the tech space. So it's another one of the opportunities that we have for workforce development.
Before we wrap up, I normally ask my guests for a call to action to anybody watching, but I want to cater this to our high school students specifically, or our youth of North Miami. You being yourself someone who grew up in North Miami, if you could speak to just one person and give them one piece of advice who may have been growing up the same way as you did, what would be your advice to them, or what would be your call to action to them?
So I would tell them to get involved, get connected, get involved within the community, right? Volunteer your time, get to know people, learn how to network, learn how to, have dialogues with people, and not be afraid to not feel that, the things that they see or what people are doing, that it's far-fetched. A lot of times, what we think is far-fetched is a lot closer than we think, and it's just really much a relationship away. So yeah, my main advice would be be patient with them, be patient with themselves with, working through trying to figure out what it is that they want to do. And then a lot of times what it is that you initially want to do, it may not be that particular thing that you end up doing in the long run, but that opportunity or that connection may pivot you in the direction of what you end up finding your passion in later on, because that's pretty much what happened with me. So being in government wasn't, again, like, to be honest with you, when I was in high school, I don't even really think I even knew who the mayor was, right? So now here I am as the interim deputy city manager. Like, it's an honor for me to be able to serve in a community that, gave so much to me. So I'm blessed for that. But that would be the advice that I would give to a young person to, get active, get involved, and be patient with yourself and enjoy the journey.
As a person who works for the city of North Miami and under your leadership, I must say it is an inspiration to know the background story of John Lorfils, to seeing you today as not only our Director of Economic Development, but our interim deputy city manager. And I don't think that's just two titles that you wear lightly. I think you take them on your back and you lead the city and you do what you can to bring the best resources to your city. So I want to thank you personally for all that you do for the city of North Miami, but also for joining us on the set of NoMi Insider.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. That wraps up this episode of NoMi Insider on the set. A big thank you to Interim Deputy City Manager and Economic Development Director John Lorfils for giving us his insight into the programs and strategies fueling North Miami's economic momentum. Whether you're a business owner, job seeker, or investor, there's something for everyone in the city's development vision. I'm your host, Savannah Dre Smith. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time as we continue to spotlight the people and plans building a better North Miami.